when someone interacts with your site.
Great.
Thank you.
And from a customer history, you could look here at the macro perspective of across the history of this customer, what they've done, total visits. You name the statistic or the metric you want, and we can have it here. It's all based on what you like. Now, some of the real great features and advanced features we have is your ability to segment your target market. You have, assuming it's a, let's say, a LASIK surgery website, and people coming, and you want to know if you're in San Diego, you're not going to be targeting people that are coming from New York, even though they're on your website. So you could actually set a tag that says, I want to group or segment everyone that comes from the San Diego area, and I want to analyze these people and know what they're doing. Plus, I want to see who, for example, who's interested in this page, what they viewed, and the behavioral aspect. So what Nate just said is, it's not about the clicks and page views like the standard analytics. It's more about behavior, how long they spend, plus how they interact. If they are hesitating around something, if they're circling around things, you could analyze that and tag people accordingly. Another thing is, if your website today has an error, no one's going to call you and say, hey, you have an error. They'll just leave the website and say, okay, forget about it. Well, you could tag your errors that are generated by your website and immediately allow your system to notify your IT team and say, hey, there's an error, go fix it right now. Okay, so this is, and this is by creating these different tags. Anything you can imagine, you could group and view later or get an instant notification that a criteria has been fulfilled. From a key actions are single actions, similar to tags, but on a much simple level. Someone visited, I want to know whoever visited this page. I want to know who submitted this form. And if and immediately you could get a notification by that. So from this perspective, does this make sense to you right now as what you've seen?
Well, sure, it's a great application. So the question is, this, let's call it video or whatever, so how does it imply it? You have some JavaScript that sends requests every so often to the server and then you process it?
No, we will give you a JavaScript. Nate, correct me if I'm wrong because you know more technical, but we'll give you, go ahead.
Yeah, so essentially what we do is we use the same JavaScript protocols that Google Analytics uses, and a lot of the other, it's industry standard for JavaScript analytics. And so there's really no risk. You put 2 or 3 lines of code at the bottom of in your source code, and it allows us to gather all this data, which we present to you in the member section, which I believe Leon's about to show you here in a couple of minutes. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So how often do you send a request on the back end?
Well, it goes live because in a second right here, you're going to see a technology that we created and no one else has. It has to be live.
We have a patent that is currently pending based from this the live interaction recordings.
Well, I guess if you let me ask you the same question in different way. So, any mouse movement you transferring to your database or whatever you call it, right? So
correct. We track every single movement that's made on your page.
Yeah. So how often do you send those requests?
I believe they're continuous as a person interacts with your site, because, for instance, what Leon's showing here on the screen, this is an example of a live interaction. So essentially, you could see someone if you have a tag, for instance, saying that someone has been engaged for a certain period of time, but they haven't gone through your conversion funnel, or they're not completing your call to action. Or there's a lot of different uses for it, but as in that example, you can look at the person, click on them, focus on them, and then you can have a live chat with them. So it's in real time, so that data is continuously being sent, but it doesn't have any effect on your page load speed or anything like that. It's very, very, one of the things we spent a lot of money and a lot of time on was making sure that this was absolutely optimized the best that we can make it, and so that a customer or client wouldn't notice any type of load on their site. So it's not going to make your page loads any longer. It's a very optimized and light JavaScript that is run on your site that continuously sends information to us as users are on your site.
I see. It's a very interesting product if it runs as you explained, and it does not slow down. That's really impressive.
It does exactly the same impact that Google Analytics does on a site. So you probably are familiar with Google Analytics, and this will give you a better, now you could actually compare side by side, because even though we store, it does look like recordings. Realistically, it's not. It's actually data points that get, and the session we recreate the sessions through this information. So I'll give you a quantitative example. 2,000 recordings for 2 minutes each only take 50 megabytes. If you imagine that in videos, so I'll repeat, 2,000 recordings, 2 minutes each, 50 megabytes. So if in videos, that would be a lot of stuff going on there. So
yeah, that's pretty amazing, I must tell you.
So let me, what I want to do is take you to, I want to show you first the dashboard. I took you to the dashboard to show you here how you as an agency can maintain multiple sites. Some of these are our sites, some of these are our client sites. And they're joining, a lot of these are running right now. So you could choose any site you want and say, I want to go and see this website. So we select, okay, we say we're going to go and see this site today. You could choose the basic analytics or any advanced analytics you want to be able to view. You have the ability to show as many. We just selected these for now, but anything you can imagine, you could actually put in there and decide how many blocks you want to see. From, I'm sure you're familiar with this, correct? The visits from the websites, the source breakdown, search engines, all these kind of things, right?
Sure.
Okay. Now, the important thing to remember is that all our analytics are attached to recordings. So anyone who, for example, direct entry, if I select direct entry here, it will take me to the recordings. I'll show you this screen in a second, but just note that that's the beauty of the system. You don't have to guess anymore. Everything is related to real action. Plus all the statistics that you want to show. You're not limited to this. This is what we've decided to show. But if you decide you want something else, you let us know and we can add that. The next, so we go into that. Again, the video recordings, if you have live, like you saw before, right now no one's live, but if there's someone live, it will show here. One of the things I didn't show you in live is if you have a website that has very high value clients, what you can do is just say live chat. If you want to chat with someone, you could go in live and say, would you like to chat? You notice that there's someone interested in something and you want to communicate with them. Now, proactively, you can go in and chat with these people because you see what they're doing and you can understand their interests and know what they're looking for. Does that make sense to you, right?
Sure.
Okay, very good. Next, we go to the way we store our recording. Every video recording that you see live takes a couple of minutes to process and to store in a format like this. So when you see 0 engagement here, you know that this is a processing. It fulfilled several tags. That means this is in the middle of processing it to make it a recording such as this one here or this one here. Here we look at this and it looks like there's 4.73% engagement. There is engagement. We could see, you could say any kind of statistics, you could put it here so you could be able to visualize what the client is doing and what you want to see. Plus, you could view this from a list perspective. You don't have to just see it in a thumbnail. You could see it in this type of perspective and say, I want to see, based on page views, number of clicks, keystrokes, anything you can imagine can be put here. We go back to the original view, and the beauty also is the tagging system we have. We probably we talked about it a little bit before, but if someone has 10,000 visitors a day, they don't want to go through 10,000 visitors. They want to go through high-value clients, or they want to go to a specific group of clients. Remember, we said we created tags, and the tags bunch people up based on groups according to preference or anything you can imagine. Let's say San Diego. For the LASIK surgery, I want the people in San Diego. Well, I go here and I say my tag, I only want to see people from San Diego. You select that, and then you say search, and it will filter those, and you can only see those. And then you create your reports according to that filter. You could do it based on the event, country. This is just, again, this is what we've put. You could say, I want any type of filter that, that works for you. So from here, you can go to the actual details, which we saw before. I'm not going to go explain this again, but this is a session right now. This is a new customer who's never been here before. You don't see except one recording for them, and you know it's a new user because they've been tagged by that, by this green tag right here. So, so this is for this one. You, in our dashboard, you could actually add your events or add your tags. At the same time, the nice part is you could add your heat maps. You have heat maps here that are based on geography. This is a test site, so you basically don't see too much activity here. But you could look at it from a geography. You could look at clicks or mouse tracking. You're familiar for sure with the heat maps, correct?
Sure.
So we could say we want to see, and the thing, the question people ask me, I want you to see this. Why is it all here? This is outside the site. This is because our system captures all the resolutions that people are working with and takes an average. This corner usually probably is for mobile users, where you see a mobile phone would be this size, this resolution. So what you do is you decide, I want to go and see people of a specific resolution, and now the way the clicks look are a bit more normal and less weird, because now you're viewing it based on the resolution. The other is an average. Okay.
And just as a note, really quick, the reason why, again, that these clicks probably aren't where you would see them normally is because we had people just go in and start clicking so that we could show how this actually worked and get some data put into the database so that we could demonstrate it.
But the beauty of our click, for example, click tracking, is if you select the click, you could actually also link it back to the recording and say, okay, who did this? And you could give you one or multiple people and the recording sessions for them. Make sense to you, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So if person fill out the form, do you also record what was filled out?
We can, yes. Everything is selective recording. So if it's proprietary or confidential information, we could say not to record. But if it's just general contact information, you can capture and we store that. So you could be able to create your own contact info.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
One of the differentiators between us and other services is that we even capture stuff that users delete. So if a user goes to your page to go fill out let's say a contact form, and they decide against it and they start deleting their information, we have already captured what they have done on your website. So that's one of the things that we do differently than other companies.
I see. Interesting. So what is the business proposition then?
The business proposition, we're talking financial, correct?
Yes.
Can I spend one more time of the most important part for you is this conversion? Can I do that, or before I go to the business?
Well, guys, I'm pretty familiar with conversion.
I'm
running out of time, and I would like to get a feeling of
business proposition, 100%. Just remember, I'm not going to go conversion. All conversion funnels can show you the recordings, for example, for people who didn't convert, as opposed to what you see in regular analytics that tells you who converted. We could show you people who didn't and what they did. That's all I want to talk about conversion funnels.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay? Now, proposition. We, with our partners, we don't charge our partners anything. What we charge is the client. We have a list price for the client and an agency price for our partner. give you an example of pricing. There is a setup cost for very complicated websites. If it's a very basic website that doesn't require any setup or customization in the beginning, it won't. There would be no charge. But let's give you an example on a website that has up to 50,000 users, page views a month. The cost would be to the agency $500, and our list price to an end user client is $750. So that's for up to 50,000. Do you have any clients who go above 50, up to 100 or millions?
I don't think so.
Because the next level up will be 1250. For the I can check. I can send you an email with those, with our pricing list, what it is for the agency for you, and what it is the list price that we suggest. You can do. You can go higher if you want.
So you mean for I kind of missed that. So for agency is so how much we pay and plus that's how much end user pay, or like how does it work?
No, you will go and charge your client. Show them this, and you will charge your client, let's say $750. You will make $250, and you give me $500.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh,
But
okay.
I do all the technical stuff. Anything.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here. So I'm not sure what happened with his phone, but I'll continue with what he was saying. So essentially, we'll, like he was saying, for about 50,000 hits, we charge. We suggest that you list it around $750. But if you feel that your clients would pay more, obviously you can raise that price if you want to. But again, what we would charge for something like that is probably about $500.
I got you. And you mentioned hits, but actually, is it hits, page views, or is it visitors?
It's page views. I'm sorry, I put myself on mute, but it's basically page views.
Okay.
And we again, you charge the client, for example, $750, like Nate said. You pay us $500. You keep the $250, or whatever you make above that. It's your choice.
Okay. And let me ask you this question. So how much is it if it's less than 500? Oh, I mean 50,000.
That's the basic, because of the the value of our software. So we have the minimum we have is that 500. We don't have below that. But I'm giving you an option, also something quickly for you. I want you to test it if you can. If you have your own website, we can put it on for you for free, so you could test it yourself and use your website as a demo site for your clients.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So I can tell you two things at the end, because I really gotta go soon. So as for the company, I will bring it up at some point, and just we'll have it as one of the tools we might try. And so, frankly, first of all, we're gonna test it, and we're gonna test it on one of our own sites, which we have, quite a few, and see if it's work as expected, and we really need that, because frankly, I don't see that exact need right away. It's a great tool. Also, if you do some experiments with a web design, or you want to do like A/B testing, so it's definitely a great, wonderful tool. But we're gonna try it first, and I'll see. I'll get back to you at the proper time. Now, the second topic I have is, so yeah, summarizing that, I'm not sure about the clients. I'm really not sure if we can get to that point. With the company itself, probably, because we own the portals you can see on the website. We have like tens of them, and they're really high traffic, and it's really important for us to make a conversion. The thing is, we rely on Google Analytics and our tracking system right now, so we will see. Now, the second part is, I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not, but I teach web analytics myself. Surprise, surprise.
Excellent.
So what's that?
I'm saying that's excellent. We need thought leader. We need to talk to thought leaders.
Yeah. So I teach web analytics at UCSD Extension, and it's essentially you can go online or look at my LinkedIn profile, so you will see the link to my personal website, it's actually discoverwebanalytics.com, which actually point you to that UCSD extension class, which names Web Analytics Techniques, Tools, and Tricks. And
Excellent.
as far as I know, there's only one class in San Diego, anywhere that actually can teach you about web analytics. And I'm teaching that. And actually, I authored this class, so I built it from ground zero. And this class now is part of marketing and web publishing certificates in UCSD extension. So what I also can, so that's the second part. And you can see, so you can give me that free access for my personal website. I can put it on my website and play with that, see how it works and whether what I like about this and what I don't, because I have extensive experience with web analytics, as you can imagine.
Gregory, what's the domain for your personal? Can you say it again?
Sure. Discover.
What is it? Sorry.
Discover Web Analytics.
Discover webanalytics.com.
Yeah.
Superb.
Hey, Leon, do you mind if I jump in real quick? Hey,
Yeah.
Gregory, that sounds awesome. I would love, and I know we would all love to have some feedback, especially from an expert like yourself. And I think if you get some time with it, you're definitely, I mean, obviously you have the background experience and you understand how all this stuff works. And, a lot of times you don't get, the people that we talk to you don't have as firm a grasp as you do. So we definitely love any feedback that you would have.
Sure. So essentially, yeah, you can browse here, or there is a big button, C class on UCSD site, or register at UCSD. So that's point you right to that class. So I can apply your product on this website. I don't have much traffic. I mean, I have some, but not many. And just, try for myself, see how it works. And then we can see how we can collaborate more. Either, I can help you with something with product development or feedback. I don't know. We will see.
I am actually very excited about that because I was just looking at a couple of the big thought leaders trying to get across. There's also a professor in North Carolina that I was trying to reach. But I'm so happy that we're talking to you because I want you to test it, try and do whatever you need to do to understand it better. But the most importantly, let me know how we can collaborate from a development perspective. We'll talk financial things later on after you view it yourself. So I'm going to send you immediately code for discoverwebanalytics.com. You could put it, I'll send you the instructions where to put the code so you could immediately have access to that. And then after you play with it for a while, we'll sit down and talk what we can do to grow UPGO together.
Okay, and that's more probably to Nate as a co-founder area of expertise. I mean, I'll be happy to give you the feedback anyway, but probably we can just, somehow work on this product together. And, if it's a good product and I participate in that somehow, then I can mention it. And it works fine, then I can mention this at my courses. And, I speak at different conferences regarding the web analytics too. So it could be a good collaboration.
We would definitely appreciate that, and I would love any type of feedback. We put a lot of time into this and a lot of thought, and I know someone like yourself will definitely appreciate it. So I know you got to go. Leon is going to follow up with you. Hope you have a great day. Do you have any questions for us? Or?
Not really. So let's start with that. You just sent me the quote. I mean, not the quote, but credentials. So I put it on Discover Web Analytics when I get time. And then probably after a while we can have a lunch with Unite and see, how we can help each other.
Definitely. Sounds great, Gregory. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks
for the
Gregory.
introduction. It looks like a great product. I'm excited.
Thank you very much.
And we're really excited for this potential collaboration. So
okay.
I think it's going to work well for everybody.
Okay. That sounds good.
Talk to you later.
Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Yeah, feel free to reach me out if you have any, suggestions or anything. Yeah.
Superb. We look forward to meeting you as well.
Okay, sounds good. And you guys located in San Diego, right?
Well, the main office is in San Diego. I'm located in, we're located outside for now, but we're there every second week.
Oh, I see. But Nate, you're in San Diego, right?
I'm currently in Colorado right now, but I definitely either myself or I know that our CEO Patrick, he will definitely, one of us will be able to meet with you for sure.
I see. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay,
All
let's try the product first.
Wonderful. Thank you very much,
All
Gregory,
right.
and
You
we'll be
have
in
a good
contact.
holidays, unless I talk to you soon.
Well, you have one
All
a
right,
great
you
one
too.
too.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Bye.
You want to go to Skype?
Yeah.